Okay, welcome once again to another Van Kirk How Do You Do Something project. Today we're going to be making jalapeno poppers. It's the day before Labor Day and we are invited to go to a barbecue, and we decided to make 50 jalapeno poppers. Now the way we make them is we take a nice big plump jalapeno, and the jalapeno is a kind of spicy pepper. It usually ranges in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 10,000 on the Scoville scale. And to give you an idea of how much that is, the hottest pepper that they make, I think it's called the Ghost Pepper or the Carolina Reaper, is about 1.5 million Scoville units. So you can look up on YouTube and look at videos of people trying to eat that. This is a more mild. This pepper is more mild. It's only 3,000 to 10,000, so it's very easily edible by most people. If you're very sensitive to heat, you might not like that very much. We take the jalapeno and we usually cut this into a boat by slicing it here and also halfway down. And then we add Monterey cheese, a piece of shrimp, and a third of a slice of bacon. And I'm going to show you right now how we put that all together. In addition though, we have some friends that are vegan, so we don't want to leave them out of the fun. Of course they can't have the shrimp. However, we can still use vegan cheese in place of the Monterey Jack cheese, and we can also use smart bacon, which is a fake bacon. So they have a feeling that they're eating what we're eating, but it's not quite the same. So the first thing I do is I want to take a knife, and I'm going to, I like to take the pepper and see where it's going to be still. And before I cut it, I want to make sure that it's going to sit level, because it has to sit on a barbecue and it has to not roll around. So generally I like to do that. But before I do anything, I like to put on gloves, because I don't want any Scoville units to get onto my fingers and my nails, and those can cause a little bit of a burning sensation on some of your more sensitive body parts later on in the day, and you don't want that. And I'm talking about your eyes, your lips, and others. So I put these little vinyl gloves on, and geez, I feel like OJ. If it don't fit, you must have quit. Okay, so the first thing I like to do after I have my gloves on is make a small slice, about 1/4 of the way through to 1/3, and then I want to join this slice by cutting from the front, which I do like this, and voila, it opens right up, and this comes off. I throw that into a scrap pile, and I'm left with this very spicy part of the pepper, which I like to clean out. I use a melon baller. It's a little more simple. I don't get my fingers all goopy up, and it has a sharp edge so that it can get in there and really dig out some of that membrane. Occasionally I like to leave a little bit of the membrane because that's where some of the spice lives. But what I'm doing here is cleaning that out, like so. And you end up with a nice little jalapeno boat, ready to give our friend Mr. Cheese and Shrimp and Bacon a ride to the barbecue. So I set that aside, and I will move on to just doing more peppers, which should be fun because I have 52 more to go. But I'm sure you don't want to sit through all of that, so we're going to cut this off right here, and we'll see you in a minute or two. Okay, so now that we have all of these jalapenos cut into these beautiful little boats right here, it's time to cut the cheese into 52 small blocks that will fit right inside the boat. So I'm cutting it into thirds, and before I put it onto the jalapeno popper, I want to put it in the microwave. And the microwave is going to cook the bacon a little bit because it takes too long to cook it on the grill. Because by the time the bacon cooks, the cheese is all melted and burnt, and the pepper is all black, and so it's easier to have this pre-cooked just a little bit. Okay, so we have our bacon and we put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. I pulled it out, checked it, and put it in for 30 more seconds. There's actually several layers of bacon here, you can see. 3 layers to be exact. And so I put it in for 30 seconds and then 30 more. So now I have the jalapeno and we're ready to begin the assembly of the poppers. Prior to their last step, which will be they go in onto the grill. So here we go. I've got the cheese, which I put into the boat, and now I'm going to grab a piece of shrimp here and place the shrimp right here on top like this, and then I'm going to take one piece of bacon, and I like to kind of fold it like this into thirds and place it right there on top. And I take my trusty toothpick and I stab it right down there through the cheese, and we have ourselves a popper, and that is ready to go onto the grill. And I will continue to assemble these until there are 52 done. So there's the shrimp, there's the bacon, there's a toothpick which goes down through everything, and it's ready to go. That's another one. So I've made already 20 pieces that have shrimp, 20 pieces that have langostino, which is actually, it's about the same size as shrimp, but it's actually more of a lobster family. And now I'm making some for our extra friends who do not eat meat. Now some of them will eat cheese, so I'm using some cheese, and this is called smart bacon. It's not real bacon, it's made from, I believe, a soy product, but it smells like bacon, but it doesn't really have the exact same texture. I've also made some for people who don't eat shrimp or shellfish, so I've got some of those. Now I've got some vegetarian ones, and the next step that I'm going to do is for these last few pieces, I have 3 left, and these folks, they don't eat any kind of cheese or bacon or meat or shrimp. So I have this special cheese right here, which is not really it's a vegan cheese. It's not really any kind of dairy in it at all. So what I'm doing is I'm opening this up, and I will then fold this into a few pieces right here and get that so that it can be stuffed into the jalapeno. And then I'm going to take some of this fake bacon and I'm going to roll it up just like I did the regular bacon with a toothpick, and I'm going to gouge it through there, and voila, Now we have vegan jalapeno poppers for anybody who decides that they like to have that lifestyle.
Off to the barbecue. Our final step is to place the poppers onto the grill and let them sit there until the cheese is melted and the peppers are nice and toasty and a little bit charred. Enjoy.